Well, we're back for another wonderful session of Jaygeons and Dragclarks. We're starting with Tomb of Annihilation. Who wants to do a recap?
I guess I will. I'm kind of the recap guy. So last week we started out finding ourselves surrounded by 14 goblins. They wanted the enchanted pitcher that we had found inside the temple, and we kindly made some counteroffers. Negotiations weren't going fantastic. Trade deals were hard to make, so Benning went ahead and just cast web. And then the goblins fell shortly, but not before one of them ran away blowing on some crazy horn thing. So we got on our boat in the dead of night and tried to get downriver a little bit so that when the goblins came, they didn't find us. That was successful, but when we made camp for the night, we got attacked by some cannibals. We beat them up and then went to sleep, got back on our boat, made it downriver, a couple days too far downriver, thanks to some another streak of really poor rolling on Benning's behalf. And then Kalaki finally got so mad that he willed us to Camp Vengeance. And here we are at Camp Vengeance. We have been told that we need to we need to go talk to Commander Breakbone. And I feel like we've ascertained that this camp is a Order of the Gauntlet camp. And that's kind of where we left off, I think.
Yep. So we open on you guys walking up to a camp through the thick foliage of the jungle. You see a crude timber fortification, a walled compound with watchtowers and tents inside it, encircled by a ditch bristling with sharpened stakes. A large gatehouse faces the river, on the shore of which are 4 rowboats tied to a wooden post. Scattered around the fort are piles of charred human corpses and flayed animal carcasses swarming with flies. And thanks to Undertusk, or Undro Silvertusk, you guys were able to easily gain access to the base because, well, she's Order of the Gauntlet and there to deliver orders. So, on the inside of the camp, you notice that it is not a healthy or happy place. Unwholesome vapors and clouds of insects descend on it from the pestle-laden Aldani Basin lying just a few miles to the south. The night station, basically full of bugs and disease from the Aldani Basin.
Okay.
The night station here are disease-ridden and exhausted from their constant battles against jungle carnivores by day and undead horrors by night. It's a shithole.
Can Benning see any signs of undead?
There are multiple undead corpses outside the gates. That's part of the charred piles of bodies.
I say under my breath, fan-fucking-tastic. Do any of us know anything about the Order of the Gauntlet other than the name, the Order of the Gauntlet?
You can make me some history rolls if you want.
Sure. 16.
Yep, you know a decent amount about Order of the Gauntlet. They are a holy order that is charged by themselves, surprisingly enough, not, that to destroy evil in all of its forms throughout the world to allow good and the light to flourish. They are mostly made up of paladins and clerics, but it's not unheard of other classes to exist within their ranks. They basically are willing to accept anybody who is going to walk in the light and defend those who need defending and defeat those who walk in darkness. But as with any order, there are some of them that are easygoing and some of them that are very hard and rigid in the rules of the order.
So it's pretty easy then to ascertain that they're not that it's a group of nonsense hard asses for the most part.
For the most part, they're not very compromising in their ideals. Yes.
All right, I turn to Kaziri and I say, "Look, man, far be it from me to stifle your flair, but I think that it's probably best if you keep a low profile while we're here. I don't think that this particular group of people will be as open and accepting of your antics as this group has been."
All right.
And since I'm Kaziri too,
Have a conversation with yourself.
And this isn't just because I'm tired, but obviously we all know Kaziri has predilections towards the
Shenanigans.
yes, towards the shenanigans, and this very much appears to be a shenanigan-free zone.
All right. Well, you guys have gained access to the camp, and what do you choose to do?
Well, you
Find
said
this
those.
bone brick
Sorry, what'd you say, Cloggy?
guy. Go find this bone brick guy.
Yeah, we should probably do
Brick
that
bone.
first. That we're not just like wandering around a camp, because we were ordered to do that, right?
Well, yeah, before you gained any more access beyond the main gate, it's advised to talk to Breakbone because it is his camp.
Yeah.
And anybody who wants use of it is best to talk to him or reliable for bad things to happen.
And
Okay.
if there's anyone that can help us with finding what we need to find, it'd be him anyway. You know, he's got all the information.
I think it's probably wise, especially if Kaziri is going to be forced to keep a low profile. Maybe him and Tabin stay with Gondolo and the Triceratops. Make sure that nothing crazy happens. We don't lose our other guide. I know that Kaziri is he's pretty intent on making sure that nobody else dies. You know, nobody is fuel for this death curse.
Taven is perfectly accepting of that as he's already playing with the Triceratops.
Which tent is Commander Bonebreaks?
Well, do you want me to have you make a common sense check on this one?
It's probably the fucking big one in the middle.
Yeah. So, as you approach that tent, you hear muffled yelling from the inside of what sounds like a decently sized freaking human being. Doesn't seem like they are very happy about the current situation. If you want to make a perception check, you can find out what they're talking about, but other than that, you're approaching a very loud and angry tent.
My perception would be a 6.
Out of 17.
6, you understand they are very angry, and you're catching words like enough and supplies and do, broken sentences.
Guys, they do have enough supplies.
Benning, though, catches a hell of a lot more, and it's this man yelling, in essence, about how he doesn't have the supplies or the people to continually hold out this fort. He needs reinforcements, he needs more supplies, he needs better materials for improving the camp, and that this is not the posting that he was told that it was, and is very irate about that fact.
Alright, I tend to Cluggy and grumble, and I'll say, well, and Geth too, I suppose. So I didn't see him on the map. It doesn't seem like our stay here is probably going to be very long. They're pretty low on supplies. Sorry, Grumble, you hit that one wrong.
They do have 4 goats, though.
Which is 4 more goats than we have.
Do you want to make a perception check on those goats?
Oh, okay. 18.
Okay, you notice, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that it is an animal pen, and they have 4 goats, and there appear to be the remains of pigs in there, but they all seem to have died and are getting bloated. And the goats do not look healthy in the slightest. They look like they're on their last legs as well.
Never mind about the goats.
So as you guys are approaching the tent, a person walks out the tent pissed off and pretty much walks straight into you guys. And from what you guys can see of them, they are a Templar. They have a pendant of tear around their neck. They are human male and in Order of the Gauntlet garb. And it's very ornate and over the top and very well kept, even for being in such a shithole. And this person goes, "Who are you and what do you want and why are you in my camp? Speak!"
One
I'm
question at a
Grundledor
time.
Pummelpumus, Paladin of Moradin. You mean no trouble here? What seems to be your issues?
It's D&D, go away.
It's D&D. Go away.
I thought I was yelling at the cat. And now he's having a stroke.
That's weird.
And now I've lost my train of thought. What was the question?
He asked 7 questions at once.
Yes.
Break
I
one,
introduced myself as a Paladin of Moradin and said we mean you guys know ill will and asked what seemed to be your guys' issues because we heard you kind of yelling.
Well, I'm in a shithole jungle at a shithole camp with shithole for supplies. All of my soldiers are getting sick, and I'm not getting any reinforcements from the Order of the Gauntlet. What do you think is wrong?
We brought you one reinforcement.
Who?
Did we bring that orc,
half
lady?
As he looks over and sees Undertusk, or the
Silver
freaking, yeah, Silver Tusk, goes, "Get in my tent right now, I'll deal with you later," as she disappears into the tent. She is not very used to this kind of a mentality. It's very different from where she came from at the stronghold of the Order of the Gauntlet. So she disappears into the tent.
Did she look like? Can I make like an insight check to see like if she looked like scared, frustrated? Like how did she take that?
Yeah, go for it.
That's a 17. Yeah, 17.
She looks very shocked and surprised. That was not the reception she was expecting, especially being a envoy of Order of the Gauntlet, but she's also relatively new, so she's not going to argue that fact at the moment.
I have a question.
Shoot.
For the group. Other than our job to get the cleric to this camp, will we headed somewhere else, or are we going to get corralled into doing the job for these guys?
Well, we're ultimately trying to stop the death curse, so I'm assuming we should ask around for information about that here, too.
Yeah, we don't really have a lot to go off of, at least of like where it is or anything like that.
Maybe they've heard of the Soulmonger. That's about all we have, right? At this point.
Or perhaps like a legend of where it's being kept or whatever.
Didn't we get a legend about lobster people too?
Yes, you did hear a legend about lobster people as well.
Seriously?
Yeah. You heard it when you guys were in the city.
From a drunk guy.
Yep.
Oh,
Things you learn while editing.
that's fantastic. I didn't know I wrote that down. Did I?
Give me a quick second and I'll pull it back up for you.
I did not learn about the lobster people.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Hey, wait. DM, what did you say was at the end of the river? Was that the Yildani Basin?
Yep.
Oh shit! I do know something about that. Apparently, a group of peaceful fishermen got turned into monsters there, and that's where they live.
Yeah, that's the one that you guys were hearing about.
Is
Oh,
it
that's the
lobster
lobster
people?
folks.
Yep, it is.
Oh, yep. Obani Basin lobster folk. Have that written down.
N-I-D-Y-T.
I
Yeah,
knew it
that was the
two words
curse
now.
you heard, and you also guys got to overhear a story about someone having visions of a red-robed wizard doing dirty things in the Aldani Basin.
And we assume that's Kaziri, right?
I avert my eyes from my own token.
All right. Well,
No.
we need to find out what we can find out, eh?
Yeah. Do we want to? Well, I guess we can't really talk about it because we're in front of them. But Niles, calm down.
You shall call me Commander Breakbone.
You shall call
Commander
me
Niles
Commander Breakbone.
And this is particularly why Xeri's not here. Because he would become Commander Breakbone and be like, you would call me Commander Breakbone.
So I
Is
just
there anything we can do to make you less yelly? To make this place a little bit better?
How did
Then
you
maybe
get
you
here?
could help us out.
We got here also under false orders, basically. We hired some guards, and they turned out to be a bunch of charlatans. And so, me and this blue guy over here, in the good grace of Tyr, I suppose, Moradin maybe, found our way down the river here. And, yeah, basically just, we're here to deliver Silver Tusk.
So, you got led here by a treasonous traitor.
Sorry?
as opposed to a loyal traitor.
Who is guilty of treason here?
You can't spell treason without reason.
Your guide, you said it was false pretenses. This is a situation of war, and treason will not be tolerated. Bring them forth, and I shall have them executed swiftly.
It wasn't. It's not treason. It's more a lie of omission. Yeah. Like I said, the charlatans. They just make money off of telling half truths.
And technically they did guide us, just not very well.
They did keep us from eating anything untoward.
But
Did you-
the important thing remains, have you heard anything about this death curse? Are you guys being affected by that? Is that why you're in such a pissy mood?
Everybody's heard of the death curse, and everybody's being affected by it. What do you expect? We're here to fight the undead and try and set the world right.
So your plan for undoing the death curse is just to fight the undead?
We are going to destroy any evil that is causing the death curse.
Commander, we were under the impression that the death curse meant that once you did, that was it, game over. But you're telling me that you're fighting all these undead. Where are they coming from?
Do you know nothing of the land of Chult?
Not really.
Correct.
There's nothing
Really?
around here.
I don't have time to regale you with a history lesson, but long story short, an undead army was left here by a former military commander, and he has disappeared since, and they have been left to roam unchecked in the jungle.
What sort of military commander commands an army of the undead?
Again, we're assuming it's Kaizeria, right?
What kind do you think? That's why we are here.
What kind of necromancer is called a military commander?
He was using his armies in an attempt to take over the known world, and this is where he got stopped and disappeared and abandoned his army.
Could you by any chance regale us with that particular military expert's name?
Oh, God, I hate newcomers.
Don't say Gundogor Thomas. Don't say Gundogor Thomas. Don't say Gundogor Thomas.
All right. I gotta find this. There we go. Over a century ago, the warlord Rasa Nissi raised an army of the undead to conquer the city of Mesro and any adjacent areas. The army consisted mainly of dead Chaltans raised as zombies and cannibals transformed into ghouls. Rasa Nissi and his legion were defeated and driven back into the jungle. Before Rosnissi could organize another attack, Mesro plane shifted away, and Rosnissi was stripped of his god-given powers. Declaring himself an enemy of the world, he threw his lot in with the Yuntai. The remnants of Rosnissi's undead army spread through the jungle like a blight, and until now they claimed hundreds of miles of wilderness as their hunting ground. To make matters worse, Akarat filled out their ranks with horrible undead creatures such as Gurleon zombies and Tyrannosaurus zombies, mainly to discourage explorers from getting too close to Omu. As the atropal feeds of the soul of the dead, it grows in power. Eventually it will become powerful enough to control the ravenous undead creatures. Until then, the undead hordes of Chult have no leader and roam unchecked. You happy now?
Did you just say something about consuming the souls of the dead? And you didn't think about starting there?
Like I said, we're here to defeat the evil causing the curse. What do you expect?
Well, I expect we need to go to Mazzaro or Omu then.
Yeah, where is Omu, Commander? Do you have any idea?
No, any of my scouts who have gone in pursuit of it have never returned.
Is there a particular direction that you seem to be getting attacked by undead the most?
That's a good question.
Like,
He raises his hand like he's about to slap you. Takes a heavy sigh and goes, "Have you seen this jungle? Where do you think they are coming from? Everywhere."
I was just asking if they were more heavily coming from the east or some crazy shit like that. I don't know. Fuck. I'm not from here.
Have you seen any lobster folk with the undead?
Are you on about that silly myth as well?
Well, you guys are pretty close to the Yildani Basin here, right?
No, I haven't seen any obnoxious lobster folk.
What about nice lobster folk?
He's really about to slap all of you.
You better not touch me. I haven't said anything.
Well, it seems like we ultimately have a common cause. Is there anybody who might know more about the Mazzaro or Omu around here?
Last I knew, nobody. Omu is a lost city of myth and legend.
What about you said that this Rasa Nissi had aligned himself with the UNT. Are there any known like UNT strongholds around?
Oh, I'm gonna have to think about that one. As he thinks about it. No, there have been stories of them coming from the south. Give me a moment as he retreats into his tent, and you start hearing shuffling papers and him talking to Silvertusk. Let's see here.
Anybody else think this guy's balls are strung a little high?
His name is Niles. What did you expect?
Yeah, what about the breakbone part? Do you think this guy is all bark and no trousers?
His name is Niles. What do you expect?
You want to test him? I'll test him.
I mean, I'm not trying to get slapped. He looks pretty slap happy.
I mean, Undertusk seemed nice enough, or Silvertusk.
Okay, even the DM's go, you saying it wrong.
Put her in charge. Commander Silvertusk sounds a little more welcoming than Commander Breakbone.
Alright.
Grumble, I swear to whatever god you you pray to, you are not talking about a fucking mutiny in a camp we just got to.
I'm not talking about a mutiny, I'm talking about a lift of morale. For everyone except the captain.
Let's see here.
I'd be on board with a mutiny.
I think we'd have to figure out how many other people in this camp were on board with the mutiny before we decide to get ourselves in super deep to some crazy shit like that.
That does make sense.
We send Kaizeri on a petition mission to just go around tent to tent and ask them where they stand on that.
That sounds foolproof.
Hypothetically, would you be pro mutiny or I'm just doing a survey just for reasons, and also ask them their sex and age group, so it seems legit.
Oh yeah, you got to get demographical information before you ask the hard questions. Cluggy, were you about to say something?
This guy's no Lieutenant Dan, but I don't think we need to start this shit.
Alright. So, do you guys still have the map of Chult in your journal?
Yeah, let me look.
Map of Chult. Yes.
Players
Okay.
manager. I'm sure it's kind of big. I have it on this TV. I still can't fucking see anything.
Here, I'll make it easier for you guys then. If I can get the stupid slider bar. So we'll move over to the player map. That should help.
Oh yeah, and this is the one you can like reveal things as we've found them, right?
Yep.
That's nice.
I like this.
And that's the one I've been doing.
Yeah.
That's why you have a little bit of the Aldani Basin discovered. And as he walks out of the tent with a map, he points in the southeastern corner over by Refuge Bay at the foot of...
Sorry,
It's not loaded yet.
I'm still. It hadn't focused yet.
Ah.
Where by what bay?
Refuge Bay is to
Refuge.
the east.
Above Sky Lizard Mountain.
Ah,
Yep.
got it.
Sky Lizard Mountains.
We're going there, by the way.
I assume that means pterodactyl.
And it'll let me. Yep, it should.
Is Camp Righteous where we stopped a couple days ago?
Yep.
Okay. Interesting.
We're at Camp Vengeance.
And he points you down by the Sky Lizard Mountain at the foot of that volcano to an area and says, "This is where the ancient texts say the Yuntai city was located, and would be my best guess of where the resurgence is coming from."
Talking about this city, very ironically named Hisari.
Yep.
That's funny considering the snake people. Although, Benny might not know that, but Corey thinks it's fucking funny.
Now that I've done you a favor, it is your turn to return in kind.
Well, I hope the favor is equitable.
I need you to return a number of my soldiers to the city. They are too sick for travel, and I am too short on personnel to take them.
To what city? Port-9 Zaru?
Yes, the only
way
real
that-
city.
We almost died getting this far. And we got like 5 times this far to go. Is there any favors we can do in the southeast direction?
Maybe we can get Gondolo to do it?
Listen, Commander, you appear to have issues with supplies, am I right?
And we've been hearing words of mutiny.
And I'm gonna need you to make a deception check on that.
We're almost out of Camp Vengeance, damn it.
We're pulling out the jumbo
It's
D20
okay.
for this. And it does not fail. 13 plus
If he didn't say it, I
1,
would.
14.
Let's see here. I'm on the wrong. Oh, let's see here. You said 13 plus 14?
No, 13 plus 1 equals 14.
And with that,
He's got plus 14 deception.
The lying paladin. Turns out I'm not a paladin at all. Fooled ya.
All right. Give me a second. I gotta move some stuff now because I was not anticipating.
I don't like the sound of that.
I wasn't saying we're doing a mutiny. I'm
He
just
just
saying
said he heard words.
we've been hearing the word thrown around a lot by various
us.
people.
Just by us, but that's okay.
Well, he's not stupid. He knows you guys just got here. And obviously, you're the only individual he's ever heard talk of mutiny, so you're trying to start one.
Well, they're not going to talk to his face.
You just said mutiny to his face.
No, like, the people aren't going to talk about mutiny to his face.
Yeah.
Of course he
But-
hasn't heard about it.
You guys have been here for all of 10 minutes, and you saying you heard this, which means you're liable to be trying to start a mutiny.
No. We're just
No.
passing through.
I'm not trying to
So he
stop
says
mutiny,
one
I'm trying to
word,
leave.
guards, and two really beefy soldiers show up behind you, and every single soldier on a tower points bows and arrows at you.
Well, boys, this is your
Hey.
chance. Should we start the mutiny? I don't say that. That was a joke. 100%. Before you make me do anything. That is out of care.
Grumble, I do not have the armor for this. All right, I put my hands up. Not that it really matters, I don't have any weapons anyway. Listen, Commander, we're not trying to start a mutiny. Look, we're just speaking to the state of things here. You know, I heard you shouting in your tent when we first walked up. Things are tense, obviously. But
It's funny because there's tents around.
Tense in these tents.
but listen, Commander, we're not trying to start anything. We're trying to, relieve this death curse. By helping you and you helping us, we're helping the greater good. And you arresting us based on, some grumblings from Grumbledorf. It doesn't behoove either of us, really.
And neither does heading in the wrong direction. I'm just throwing that out there.
I need you to make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Ah, damn it. Disadvantage.
He's pissed off. You pissed him off.
I already don't have a lot of charisma.
Would you consider him hostile toward us?
Probably now.
Okay.
That's a 3, because I rolled a natural 1.
He looks at you and goes, I don't care about your situation or what you are trying to do. This is my camp. It is my responsibility. And any talk of mutiny is punishable by either permanent imprisonment or death. You will either heed my orders or you will be taken prisoner and tried at my leisure.
Doesn't sound like we have much of a choice in the matter.
I've been a prisoner before. I spent a couple years shackled to an oar in a slave galley. That was not the best time of my life. I would rather not do it again.
But you got, like, ripped, right?
I mean, a little bit.
3 hops and a cot.
I mean, look at his arms. They couldn't have gotten too strong.
Burn.
I'm slightly stronger than the average person. Definitely stronger than the average wizard, I'll say that much.
So, look. I didn't mean to come off on the wrong foot. We're in a bad situation. We almost died getting here, and you telling us we have to go back. I'm sorry. I said the M word. I didn't mean to. It just seems very tense all over. We just think we would be better served if you let us keep heading in the right direction. If we can stop this death curse, then maybe we can stop the undead you're fighting against, and we can all unrelax a little, for once.
Try.
I was gonna lean over to Grumble and whisper. This is gonna be a stage whisper, obviously, because I'm not gonna whisper into my microphone. But if we go back to Nyanzaru, we can load up on supplies like spell scrolls for me, and we can take
Maybe, yeah.
we can take the ocean around to Refuge Bay?
Refuge
Yeah.
Bay.
Refuge Bay, and then our trip to Hisani is only a couple days from there, instead of trekking like a month straight across Chult.
And we have a boat.
Right.
Okay.
That was a quick whisper. Anyway, what check were you going to make him make?
Still a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Maybe he should stop talking.
Maybe you should not up and cast friends like you were gonna.
I was going to earlier, and then he said mutiny.
I didn't say mutiny. I said I heard the word mutiny.
This sounds like the best possible time for friends. But wait, it can't be done if it's hostile, right?
Yeah, that's what I asked.
Yeah, he's definitely hostile towards you now.
Fine. We'll take your soldiers.
The reason, Commander, that I brought up that I brought anything up about the supplies is that if you send a few extra men, obviously your resources in manpower are limited here, but if you sent a few extra men, they could come back with supplies.
That is why I'm having you take my soldiers to Chult so they can be healed and return with supplies. What do you think? I'm sending them on a vacation?
Well, I don't know how sick these men are. I wasn't sure if it was like, hey, I just don't want these dead people here.
If they were dead, they would have been beheaded and burned by now, you insolent fool.
We couldn't have been the first people to say mutiny around him. We couldn't have been.
We are probably the first guests to do it, though, so that probably speaks to a lot. Look, all right, Cap, Commander. How many men are we talking?
Well, my last count was that I needed at least... What was the number? So he counts in his head. 12 of my soldiers carried to Chult. Or not to Chult, frickin' Port Nyanzaru.
Yeah.
Do they need just protection along the way? Can they walk or?
They are deathly ill, and I saw that you came by boat. So, take them upriver on your boat.
Do we have enough for 12 people?
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
how much space do we reasonably have without making conditions unlivable for us?
I gotta find it.
Like, can they spare any boats that we can lash to our boat? That way the men have something to take back down here.
Let's see here. Your folding boat is 24 foot long and it's large, 8 feet wide, 6 foot deep. 15 medium creatures comfortably.
And we've got 5 of us. Tabin makes 6. Gondolo is small.
We could
So we have
be
like 18 and a half.
But then we've also got the Triceratops.
How many of your sick are little folk? Like a halfling or smaller?
Yeah, you got any Tatum?
He pinches the bridge of his nose and goes, "Can somebody shut this dwarf up?"
He's got a reasonable question there. All your men, are they men? Are they humans, half-elves, elves, dwarves?
This is a
Rock
real
gnomes.
logistics question. We have one boat that can fit 15 people. We have 18 and a half so far. That's including our half a guy. This is not insulting you.
They are normal-sized humans.
Boy,
Do you
real,
have any extra boats?
real human-centric camp here, huh?
There are 4 that are tied at the dock that you guys noticed when you came in.
Can we put
Let's
half,
not ask and just take them.
half the soldiers in each of 2 boats and lash them to the Triceratops and have them pull those boats while we go in ours?
Finally, somebody with reason. That is acceptable. They take the boats, they have them to return with supplies.
So then, how many boats can we take of yours?
I will give you 3 of my boats.
So that's what, 9 men?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I mean, I think that seems pretty reasonable to me. Obviously, I'm going to leave it up to the rest of the party.
It's either that or a mutiny.
Well, I will give you the rest of the day to come to your conclusion, but you are not to leave the camp, and anything you do to help may put you into my good graces while you're here. With that, he returns to his tent and proceeds to berate Silvertusk.
Well, seems like a no-brainer.
Yeah,
So
we need
Discord?
do we need to spend the day here, or can we just get going now?
We
Well,
probably,
He said we can't leave.
he said we can't leave the camp
No, I mean-
without telling him our decision.
Yeah, we just tell him now, and then we get going.
Oh.
But, I don't know. It's a shitty place. Can we make it better? Or do we care?
I don't really have much to make it better. I've got a single potion of healing, but
No, and I feel like lifting the death curse is the best thing we can do to make this shithole fighting the undead thing, you know? Lift that curse. Seems like they're kind of related.
DM, how many men are at this camp that we've seen healthy, at least? I'm sure we haven't really seen the sickly and dying.
Nobody seems exceptionally healthy, but I mean, if you were trying to keep count, you'd need to make a perception check for me. If you just want a ballpark, I can give you that.
Just kind of a ballpark.
Ballpark anywhere between 10 and 30 seem like they're in fighting condition at the moment.
So, okay. I mean, we don't really have the supplies ourselves to even really make a dent in their resource requirements, so I think the best thing we can do for them is take these sick men out,
Yeah.
get them healed up, and have them come back. You know, obviously they'll have the means to obtain, more boats or whatever to bring supplies.
Unless we go slaughter some lobstermen and then they can eat for a few months like kings.
Yeah, but like, what if that meat is tainted?
That's true. Plus, I doubt they have butter. And if you ever had lobster without butter, it's really not that good, actually.
I look over at the goat in the pen. It's probably maybe better than that though.
Yeah.
Does the problem seem to be more food or what as it goes to their supplies?
Make a perception check to get a general feel of the camp and where the problem lies.
14.
From your looking around the camp, it seems to be that building a camp this close to the river in a jungle without any proper tools or engineering know-how means that it stays in a boggy state with stagnant water, which in turn attracts a whole bunch of insects and
Fucking super mosquitoes.
vermin, and basically they turn their camp into a swamp, and there's about calf-deep water that is throughout this entire camp, and you're constantly sloshing through muck and mud, and the latrines keep overflowing. It was just a shit spot to build the camp, and
now it is.
they
a shit
just
spot
needed
'cause the latrines
protection.
overflowed.
which are in the back left corner if you're wondering where the latrines are at.
Alright, then
So,
is it possible, obviously we purchased like enough bug spray to essentially cover us for the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be possible to leave a certain amount and then we can buy more when we get to Nyanzaru?
Yes, it's possible.
Because I don't want to leave enough that really puts us in harm if we get lost for like a couple weeks of starting to get bit by these mosquitoes and shit. Because looking at my survival guide, really seems like the last thing I want to fucking deal with. But we could at least help out with that since they're living in a fucking cesspool.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to.
What do you guys think of that? Does that seem like a decent thing to do? I don't know. I mean, honestly, I could probably care less. But if there was something we could do without really putting ourselves at too much risk, it'd be that.
Yeah, that sounds fine.
yeah. I mean, if we think it would even do anything.
I
But
want to see if I can cast Destroy Water in this area
Okay.
to try to, dry it out.
What's the area on that?
Well, so it's I can destroy up to 10 gallons of water in an open container, or destroy fog in a 30-foot cube, the way it's described. So I don't know if
Okay.
it'll necessarily work, but it's a 30-foot range.
30-foot range, 10 gallons of water at a time.
Yeah.
But
I
it's
mean, how
instant.
much do you want to try and do this?
Well, I want to like try it right over here in this puddle, and if it works, I can do it a second time. I think, yeah, because I have 2 second-level spell slots.
Okay.
Well, it's only showing a puddle, but he did say that pretty much the entire camp is.
Right, but if I can do it in a 30-foot cube, how big is a 30-foot cube?
30 feet.
5, 10, 15, yeah.
It's a 6
So
by
yeah, I
6.
could get like a quarter of the camp if I could do a 30-foot cube.
Depending on how much water there is. I mean, it is just 10 gallons. It fills up pretty quick.
I mean, you can definitely give it a shot.
I just want to try it.
I give him, I hold out the patch of sand that I have in my kit for whatever fucking reason.
All right. Just make a spell attack for me to see if you can hit the puddle you're aiming at.
Spell attack. It's a 13.
Yeah, turns out non-moving puddle real easy to hit. So yeah, you definitely managed to eliminate that puddle.
Does it
But
seem like it did any good? Yeah.
30 seconds later, it starts drizzling.
Well, I mean, you gave it an honest shot.
Welcome to the jungle.
They do not have fun in games.
Yeah. Because you guys basically rolled into camp with a mist going on, and finally it's become saturated enough and cool enough that it's starting to rain.
That's fun.
Oh, wait, hold on.
I've got an idea that I might be able to help. I don't know if it'd be better off helping the people on the way back up the river or doing to their ghosts. But I have enough lay on hands that I could cure three creatures of a disease at this point.
Oh, yeah.
So I could cure their ghosts and reestablish their get their food a little healthier, or 3 of the guys that we're bringing back up and lighten our load, or give us some backup.
I think the second part is probably more important because, like, if we heal men down here without them getting resources back down here, then we're really just putting a tighter choke on their already limited resources. But if we...
Oh, no, I was saying cure the guys on the way, or cure the goats down here. If I think that they're being sick, that's why they look so famined. And then that would, give them better food for while we're gone.
True.
But that just kind of looks bad that I'm healing goats while we have sick people. I'm just kind of thinking the aesthetics of that.
Right.
Kind of looks bad.
I'll get your back. They won't be looking at you.
I'll just say my magic only works on goats if they ask. I'm a druid. If anyone asks, I'm a druid.
I mean, I think that maybe after we leave, after we load people up, we can heal some of the... You could heal some of the men on our ship. That way
After a
they can
long
help.
rest, I get the points back. So
Yeah,
I could
that way they
always
can
heal
help
them on
us
the
out,
trip.
and then
Yeah.
they're gone less time from Camp Vengeance. And
You
less
make
of
a
liability
perception
for
check
us.
for me, guys.
4.
10.
Oh, 1 plus 0. So 1.
What about you, Cloggy?
Wow, that's crappy. That's a 5.
So Benning is the only one who noticed that the entire time you guys were having this conversation about what you're going to do and curing goats, those 2 guards have still been standing behind you the entire time.
What do they look like? They're thinking.
And everything we're saying is beneficial to the camp. So what does it matter?
Except for the fact that you just said that you would rather cure goats over the sick.
I said that it'd be better for the camp.
Would it be
maybe.
better?
And that you were going to lie if anybody asked.
I said if anyone asked, I'm a druid. That's
Sometimes
not
you gotta lie for the
Animal
greater
handling
good.
is
Since I noticed
plus
them,
2.
since I noticed them, and I remember them now, I remember that they're standing there. I turn to them and what do you guys think? Which would be best for you right now?
Smooth.
They look at you and go, heal the sick. Warriors is always better. Warriors can hunt and find food.
Have you guys had much success with that lately?
Every time a dinosaur attacks, we strip it for food, so yes.
All right. Well, Grumble. I
All right.
guess that answers that.
All right, I'm gonna go lay my hands on some soldiers.
Okay.
He does it in a
So,
really not Catholic priesty way, I promise.
so a real Catholic priesty way.
Yes.
Not a real Catholic priesty way.
So if you go to this circular tent down here, let me select all these guys. You see within the tent a number of soldiers and an acolyte who seems to be trying to heal them but is failing miserably because of just sheer exhaustion. And within this tent, you see... I need to find it. There we go. They are filled with the sick and dying soldiers of the Order.
Can I, given the manual that I have, can I see like what they're sick from? Like, does it appear to be like shivering sickness, mad monkey fever?
So,
Roaches?
make a
Mad
perception...
monkey fever?
Oh, make a medicine check for me.
Medicine check. Shit, that's probably not going to be so great. It's fine though. That's what I get for asking stupid questions. That's a 5.
Let's see here. It is going to be... I don't know how to handle that.
I think one of the goats
Okay.
just died.
Luckily, you have your manual, you're referencing it, you're looking at them. You can see that it's in some way, shape, or form a variety of all of them depending on the soldier. Some have more than one, some have, individual ones. So it's a mix of mad monkey fever, shivering sickness, and throat leeches.
Alright, well, I can't do anything about mad monkey fever.
I walk up to the acolyte and say, "My brother, I'm here to help. We're going to be taking the sick with us when we go, but I might be able to help some of them now. Which ones are in the most dire need?"
Honestly, at this point, I have no idea. I'm so exhausted I can't keep track. Just pick 3. Any will help.
Shit. This feels very... Well, I guess I'll go every other one. Sorry, middle folk. That's what you get for picking the middle.
Alright, so...
It's I think it's automatic. It just says I have a pool of 15 hit points, and as an action, I can touch a creature and restore any number remaining, or I can use 5 of those hit points to cure a disease or neutralize the poison affecting the creature. So, I assume it's automatic.
Yep.
All right, so 3 of them are cured. It doesn't give them back any health, so I'm guessing they're not jumping to their feet, but they should stop puking.
Yep, they get up and go, "Oh, thank you, Master Dwarf. It's really appreciated, and we thought we were going to die of the sickness, so thank you. But regrettably, we have to go report in that we are better and get back out in the shithole."
Do me a favor. It's under Dr. Grundle's orders. Sit by the fire for 3 hours. Get nice and toasty. Let this clear out of your chest, and then go report. Tell them you're okay.
We can do that. With that, the 3 of them walk out of the tent and sit around the same one.
While Grumble was in there, I would like to walk into Commander Bonebreak's tent.
Okay. He is currently enamored in all of his papers and dealing with all of the shit that he has to do at any given moment, being the camp's commander.
Okay. I walk in. Listen, Commander, we healed a couple of your men. Our paladin, Grumble, he took care of that for you. So we left you with a little bit extra manpower. We will take your men up a river to pt.9. As far as anything else that we can do to help you, I'll tell you this much: do not drink any water that was not captured in a rain catcher or boiled thoroughly first, because it seems that some of your men potentially had some parasites from the water. And then I also hand him some bug spray. I don't know how much it'd be, DM, just because I don't really know like how much we have, but it's not a lot, but it's something.
We'll say that collectively it's about 20 golds worth. I mean, you guys had like 80 golds worth, so it's enough that'll help them for a good long while.
Okay. And then stay out of the mist. That blue mist that comes out of the forest, the jungle. Stay out of it.
With that, he looks at the bug repellent, places it down, lays his hands on his table and goes, "So, I had talkings with Silver Tusk, and after your activities, she convinced me that you are generally good people and here to do good, and are fighting the same evil that I am. And as much as I would love to force you to take my men, after all of the aid you have just given, you are not required, and I will not punish you for not moving my men. You have done more for this camp than I have been able to in recent times, and I can't let that good deed go without reward."
Well, sir, with all due respect, we are, in fact, a group of mostly misguided people trying to do some good. But if my time with my paladin friend has taught me anything, it's that
Lawful good is a very loose concept.
no, it's that we really should. We have the ability to take your men upriver, and we really probably should do that for the sake of everybody here.
That being said, I will be forever in your debt for aiding me in this time of need, and anything we can do to help, feel free to stop by and we will do what we can. You have my respect, even though your friend is an asshole.
Well, all right. Best thing that you could do for me, at least, for our group, is sing our praises to other Order of the Gauntlet members, so that way we we have allies wherever the order is at, and at least for my part, speak well of the Chesterton name. And I hold out my hand, and I introduce myself. I'm Benning Chesterton.
Nice to meet you, Benning. It has been a pleasure. What is your group's name, so I may sing your praises?
I don't think we really have a name for our adventuring group yet.
We're the NADCA, right? National Anti-Death Curse Association.
Yeah, our group itself doesn't really have a name, but obviously, my name. The Genasi out there, his name is Geth. The extra grumpy person, that was Cluggy Stormdrain, and the paladin was Grundledorf Pummelpunnis. And we also have a tiefling friend out there. His name's Kaziri. He's good people. So yeah,
Just not good enough to meet other people.
Yeah.
Deception check.
All right, roll for it.
Oh, you want me to make a deception check about Kaziri?
No.
Do you generally believe he's a good person? We need to know, is this a deception check or a persuasion?
You want to make an insight check?
As you're listing off the names of your group, he goes to a small box on the table he's at and pulls out 5 coins. And on one side, they have Order of the Gauntlet symbol on them, and on the other, it has his personal seal. And he says, "Give these coins to your party members. They will allow you leverage with other Order of the Gauntlet members. These are not given lightly, and they are tokens of esteem and praise from an Order of the Gauntlet commander."
All right. Thank you, sir. If you have any spare men that can help load the sick onto our boat, we'd really appreciate that. And what time of day is it, DM?
It's getting later in the afternoon. It's starting to near dusk at this point.
I actually belay that. Let's we'll camp here for the night if that's all right, and leaving first light, or whatever the fuck it is tomorrow. This weather's shit.
That is more than acceptable, and my men will be loading the men and supplies that you will need for the journey with them at first light.
Before we go to bed, I'm going to use all 3 of my first level spell slots to purify any food and drinks that they have around the camp.
Nice.
Okay.
Can you purify the goats?
We have to kill them first, but then I could.
So, that being said, honestly, this is probably the most jovial this camp has been in a good long while, because for at least a little while they have some clean food, some clean water, and somebody's actually doing something to help them. So it seems like it's a much lighter mood.
I want to go up to Niles, and I'll apologize again for saying the M word.
He says, he just kind of looks at you begrudgingly and says, "Fine."
Look, man, you can tell. I'm wearing heavy armor in a jungle. You've been stationed here. We get a little pissy. I'm sure you didn't mean to be as rude as you were when I came too. So.
He raises his hand and goes, "I understand, just don't do it again. That is another problem I don't need to be dealing with."
Plus, I didn't really mean to. It was more just like an intimidation, but I'm not really good at that.
So, anything else you guys want to do before crashing out for the night?
Probably get Kaziri, Tabe, and Gondolo into the camp, since it's probably the most safe place for us to make camp for ourselves.
Yeah, when we get back to Nyanser, we should swap out Gondolo for a competent guide.
Yeah, we could probably do that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest. Maybe we'll take the T-Rex or the Triceratops as payment.
Ooh.
Yeah, actually, Kaziri and I had a discussion about that. That seems pretty fair.
Well, remember, it's 5 gold a day or was it 1 gold a day? I don't remember what it was for them. For guides, give me a minute.
They still expect to be paid?
Oh, yeah.
We paid him up front.
No.
I don't think he's going to give up the Triceratops, so we'll see, though.
He will if he's laying there dead.
He'll give up the Triceratops, or he'll give up his kneecaps.
While we're bedding down, I want to take an hour to perform the ritual weapon bond.
Okay.
Just letting you know.
Sounds like a plan. I have honestly no idea what that does.
Yeah, me
As
neither.
an Eldritch Knight, I perform a ritual that I've learned that allows me to have a special bond with up to 2 weapons. That I cannot separate it from my weapon unless I'm incapacitated, and if I'm on the same plane as my something.
You broke up real bad there.
Yeah, you got like really quiet when you.
Last I got is the same plane as my weapon.
Yeah.
If my weapon and I are on the same plane, I can summon it like Thor summons his hammer.
Oh, that's
Oh,
awesome.
nice.
Just hold out your hand.
Cool.
Does it physically move to you, or is it like the force, or just like appear in your hand? Does it say?
It says teleports.
Okay.
I would say in the mythos of Cloggy, it actually moves the earth to put his weapon next to him. Since he shouted us to Camp Vengeance anyway.
Yeah. Let's see here. So, just curious about the guide thing. Anything else anybody wants to do before bedding down for the night?
I guess just for my own peace of mind, I'll cast a alarm, and I will just string that gold thread across the entrance to conventions. That would just, at least if something happens to walk in the fucking door that isn't one of the 30 guards that lives here, I'll know about it.
Yeah, they did say they got undead and dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Both of which sound like
It's
issues.
just a peace of mind thing. Like I said, I can set anybody to not set it off.
So let's see here. You paid them up front for the 30 days. So you guys are going to have a little bit of a rough time. Okay.
We know how to
Regrettably,
get back without them. We can just leave them in the jungle.
That's true.
you could leave them at the camp for all you care and take the Triceratops if you wanted. Tell him to find his own way
Got
back.
a new recruit, yeah.
Hand him the copy of the map that has Needle's bones on it. Say, there you go. That's where you're headed anyway, right?
He can meet us at Sky Wizard Mountain if he wants.
So, next morning breaks if you guys aren't doing anything else. And there's a decent storm going on.
Great.
Damn it, God.
Fantastic.
It's started early evening last night. I mean, it's a good one. I mean, it's got, thunder, lightning, but I mean, the wind isn't that strong, so it seems like it's very static. But about halfway through the morning, it clears itself up, and you just end up with it being slightly warmer, a nice light rain, some strong winds. So
essentially, like, lost a half a day.
Yep. But as the weather clears up, you see the camp soldiers loading the sick and injured and some supplies onto your boat.
All right.
So what would you like to do?
Let's cast off and head back to Nyazaru.
Yeah.
Are you going to leave Gondolo here, or are you taking him
Yeah,
with?
we gotta take care of that situation first. Well, let's talk to him. Let's see if he expects his payment first. We don't need to leave him if he come to agreement that, look, he fucked up on your job too. We saved his life just as much as he helped us.
Which seems kind of wrong that we leave him here. I mean,
Yeah, we can give him the chance to do right. Give him a chance to not make us pay him for it.
yeah. And by then we could take him back to Nyazaru.
Well, I know Kaziri would not want to leave him in the jungle because Kaziri doesn't want to add fuel to the necromantic fire, so to speak.
Good point.
So, I mean, if we bring him back to Nyanzaru, we could even leave him to the Port Nyanzaru authorities
Yeah, just say that he
because they're very
tricked
strict
us.
there.
He let us into the under false pretenses. We have a charter. I don't even know how they're doing it. 'Cause if they're illegal guys or whatever, we can.
Yeah, I mean, I think when we're like just outside of Port Nyanzaru, we could probably, take Gondolo's side. But like, listen, you can give us the Triceratops, and we'll call it even for restitution, or we can go to Nyanzaru and tell them what you and your little buddy Farul did, and see how the authorities take that.
And we still take your Triceratops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell them how they almost got the only chance of curing this death curse killed from their lying.
If you remember, you're not the first group that was sent to this jungle to try and stop this curse.
I know. That's why I
Yeah,
said
the
we're the
best
only
ones.
chance. Yeah.
So you guys going to head off and take Gondolo with?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So heading upstream, you guys want to make a navigation check?
Alright, we're going with the pink guy. He's
We,
got better
do,
luck
we
than
want,
the
do
other.
we want me to do those again and hope that the luck from last week is gone?
I might have to take the wheel.
Yeah.
I mean, Gift gets advantage on anything related to boats. It's his favorite terrain, apparently.
Yeah, with handling the boat, not navigating in an unknown place, though.
I mean, I do have still the highest survival modifier. Like, all right, I'll try one day, see how it goes.
Okay.
All right.
With advantage because Geth's helping?
Yep.
All right. All right, hey, that's pretty good. That's a 23.
Okay, you definitely managed to make it upstream without incident with the soldiers and your Triceratops following and all of that. Somebody want to make a perception check? See if you notice anything goofy going on during the day?
Not it.
Oh gosh, somebody other than myself, maybe. My 20s are not rolling very well.
I mean, I can't do it. I'm driving the boat.
That was a 5.
If you just want to stick with that, that works. I mean, you know, you're going upriver, and luckily nothing funky happened, so it worked. So, you guys want to camp down for the night, or keep trying to move upstream?
What time is it?
It's been a full 8 hours of travel, so it's starting to get late in the evening.
How much sunlight do we have? Is it getting dark, or?
Make a survival check for me.
17 plus 2, 19.
Looking at it, it looks like that maybe you got an hour, hour and a half before the sun gets below the horizon, but with the tree cover even on the river, maybe an hour before it starts getting ridiculously dark.
Okay.
I think that we have to do things a little bit differently heading upriver here, since we have a boat full of people that, I mean, I personally don't want to move. What if we like bring the people from the boats that we're towing up onto deck of the boat here, and we just sleep on our boat?
Oh, because the river's flowing towards the port.
The river doesn't really flow.
Oh, it doesn't.
No,
It does, but at a stupid slow speed.
Yeah,
You can
so
barely
slow,
tell it's moving.
barely perceptible. I mean, we could.
Time together, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to get the people out of at least so that we're all together, get them up on the deck of the boat and then we can, you know, tie the canoes to our boat.
I could always heal 3 more too.
Yeah.
Can't we just tie them to our boat with them in them?
The only issue then is I mean, like, we know that the river's got crocodiles in it. It'd be a lot easier for the crocodiles to eat some, you know, barely alive guy in a canoe than it would be for them to get up on a boat and take one of them then.
Well, as long as we're not jeopardizing our own safety.
I don't think so.
Well, because we were at 8. We saved ourselves 3 people though, with who I healed, I think.
Yep.
So we are right around our max capacity. So I think we'd be alright if we're not trying to, like, pull anything. We're kind of...
Yeah, it's just for the night. Like, we'll put them back in the canoes in the morning.
But we would have to be, like... I don't know, how do we sleep if we're near max capacity on the boat?
It
Well,
wouldn't be comfortable.
There's
It
like-
wouldn't be a good night's sleep.
you said the boat's
How
24 feet
susceptible would
long?
we to-
Yeah, and it can hold up to 15 medium-sized creatures. But that's
And that's right where we're at.
standing or sitting up, not laying down.
Well, I mean, we'll have, I guess, a couple uncomfortable nights on our way up.
Can't
to...
Geth sleep in the water?
I mean, you could. You're probably more liable to be eaten by something if you're in the water, but...
I mean, like, do we want to just chance it tonight and see what happens? Leave them in the canoes? Because as we work our way upriver with Grumble curing more and more of these assholes, eventually we won't need to camp in the boat because we won't need to be moving sick people's bodies.
We have 9 sick people left, right? So there's originally 12, so I can heal 3 more and get this right tonight. But then I won't be able to cure anyone with my lay on hands if anything were to happen in the middle of the night.
I mean, I think it's a risk we have to take.
Yeah, me too.
Geth, Cloggy, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we can probably bring on as many as we can handle while still being able to all at least sit down to try and sleep. And then, just, you know, whoever's left in the canoes, that we'll just have to take our chances.
I'm gonna cure. I'm assuming I'm on a boat with some of them. Whichever ones are on the boat with me, whichever 3 are on the boat with me, I'm gonna cure them.
All right, then I'm going to need you to make 3 d20 rolls for me, since you're no longer in the safety of a camp.
16, 20, and 9.
You manage to at least cure 2 of them to a usable state.
Okay.
Is the third one at least cured of its diseases?
Nope, disease is still there.
Okay. Well, you two, get that guy. What are we doing with these guys? You're going to shore, right?
No, wait. We don't have enough healthy people, I don't think, to move all the sick people, do we?
Okay. We have
I was just saying
the 2 I just cured, so we're down to 7 sick people.
we could have we could
And
swap
we're
it so that like
7 healthy.
some of the sick people are on the foldable boat. Some of them are on the canoes. That way, like the people in the canoes, they can keep watch and make sure that like nothing's happening and raise an alarm if if something is going on. That way we can help out.
Sure.
That at least for a couple nights. That way we can get everybody healed up. Just so that it doesn't take us like a couple hours to make camp.
I mean, can't we just beach the canoes and have the Triceratops sleep right by them, and then if a crocodile comes, it'll probably take care of it?
Well, my thought is if we stay on the water, that less things will probably come attack us. It'll just be the crocodiles, probably.
Okay.
Or shit's gonna come out of the jungle than out of the water.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Theoretically speaking.
Let's do that thing we said.
So making camp on the boat.
Yeah.
Who's going to be taking watch then?
I can take first watch.
Okay.
I mean, I don't offer much perception-wise, but I'll take second watch.
Kaziri will take third, Benning will take fourth.
All right.
Gift gets a 9.
Then
Sorry, I was a little bit.
You seem to be
distracted
handling
by
most of the
something.
boat stuff anyway, so it makes sense.
Yeah, that's alright.
That we would give you a break at night.
all right. Then first watch perception check.
18.
Well, nothing of consequence you hear on your watch. You hear a little bit of rumbling through the jungle and maybe catch a distant scream here and there of somebody else in the jungle, but that's about it. Sounds really far off and it's kind of echoing and dull, so.
People die every day.
Next watch.
That would be me, and that will be 11.
11. As you turned over with Cloggy, you're going to hear the same thing, but the screams seem a little bit closer and not as distant or muffled as they were before, per what Cloggy said.
Okay.
Next watch.
I'm going to mention to... It's Benning, you're taking the watch, or is it Kazir?
Kaziri.
Kaziri? Clog heard some screams, and then I heard some screams as well. Based on what he said, they might be moving, but they didn't sound too close anyway. It's just something to keep an ear for.
Okay.
All right. Kaziri.
Kaziri is a 13.
At this point, Kaziri spots things coming out of the jungle.
Great. What do they look like?
So, they look like what you've encountered before. They are
Gondolos.
look like tribal warriors, similar to the Chultans, but much more gruff and living off the land than in the city. So what is he going to do? There's weapon-holding tribal warriors coming out of the jungle.
They look like they're coming specifically at us.
Yes, because it looks like they're running for the river. And you guys happen to be there.
Can you understand? Can you understand what they're yelling?
So, like, are they shouting anything, or do they look like they're hunting?
Because they were yelling before. Well, assuming that's the same.
Make a perception check in the darkness.
Hang on. Okay. Kazir does have dark vision. That's a 14.
You notice that they don't appear to be hunting you. It's more like they are fleeing as they are partially bloodied. But they are making a beeline straight for you guys.
Or straight for the river, because they may not even know we're there.
True.
Yeah.
Kaziri's gonna wake up the other party members.
Okay.
Like, guys, better safe than sorry, but there's some stuff coming at us right out of the jungle. Some of those people that eat people.
Well, with that, I'm going to need you guys to roll initiative for me.
Alright. Decent.
Alright.
Not decent.
Bueno.
Show offs.
Alright, back over in the bathroom.
Okay. Need to change chat things. Damn, Clocky did good.
Not the best, though.
Running. And be it. Let's see. Huh. You got 9 and alrighty. There we go. And now for the battle music. But they managed to get real close to you guys before Kazir woke you up, so.
Close enough that they get a surprise round, or?
No, it doesn't look like they were aware of you guys at first. They were just kind of sprinting towards the river.
And we're not even sure if they're hostile at this point still.
Not yet. Once Corey gets back, we can get this party started.
So this thing that looks like a dirt path is actually the river that we're on?
The thing up above you that is that weird kind of blue shimmery color is the river. It is up here. That's just kind of a landing.
Okay, I'm back, sorry.
Okay, so that being said,
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but weren't we tied to the trike in the middle of the river?
well, you guys never said the middle of the river. You just said that you were making camp and pulling the people from the canoes over to the main boat for sleeping.
No, so we weren't going to leave. We were going to pair up non-sick Order of the Gauntlet soldiers with sick ones on the canoes. So that way they could keep watch on their canoes while we kept watch on a boat.
So basically, I'd say
On the
you
river.
guys are, like, how far into the river? That's the question.
Well, how wide is the river?
At this point, I'd say probably about 30 foot wide.
Like, so probably in the middle. That way things from the shore can't, like, get to us
Yeah.
easily. That was my
That-
idea.
that-
At least.
Yeah, I thought that's what we had talked about because it kept us safe from shit in the jungle.
Right, because we have, like, you know, these sick people with us now, and it's harder to keep. You know, I wanted to try to eliminate some of the threats. So, like, taking some of the things out of the jungle, potentially out of the equation.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'd asked about beaching it, and that's when they kind of gnawed that. Talk about this.
Is true. So, you see these tribal warriors coming at you from the beach. What do you guys want to do? It's bending up first.
Can I tell if something is behind them?
You could make a perception check.
All right. Would they have to be with disadvantage since it's nighttime and I'm a human?
Yep.
All right.
Ah, finally the Taterman with the advantage.
What is my perception? I think it's... There's my mouse. Oh, okay. 9?
You can't tell if they're being hunted or not.
Okay. How far away are the warriors?
Your warriors or the...
The tribal warriors. How far away are they?
So they're probably, at this point, if you're 15 foot, they're probably about 45 foot from you, so 30 feet from the river.
Okay. And then, like, how far is behind the last man?
Behind... Are you talking of the tribal warriors? So, like,
Yeah.
back here?
Yeah, like the back of their pack of people.
That's about 45 foot. It's not far behind them that you can see.
Okay. And then what is, like, are they coming out of the jungle? Like, are there trees?
It's starting to clear up. There are some minor trees. Basically, they're just running for the river.
Okay.
It looks like.
What I would like to do then is behind them, attached to trees as best I can to make it flat. I'm gonna use the wand and cast web and try to make like a snare behind them to catch whatever is chasing them, based off what Kaziri told us when he woke us up and what I was able to see.
Okay. Well, as you do that, you know, they hear the wand crackle, and they honestly weren't aware of you guys in the river, and you scared the shit out of them, so they turn around and run right into the web.
That was honestly my second idea. Turning the bait.
And they are very, very confused. So now is that was basically the reaction, is you put the web right behind them and it startled them and they ran right back into it.
Okay.
Anything else you want to do?
I'll prepare Firebolt.
Okay.
I'll prepare to cast it, and I'm gonna hold that until I see something other than the tribal warriors, because obviously something has them freaked out.
All right. Cloggy, what do you want to do?
Kind of the same as Benning. I want to switch out to my longbow and just kind of hold my action until we see what may or may not be still chasing these guys.
Okay. Nothing else you want to do?
No.
All right. These guys turn. They're going to make a strength check to try and break free.
But did they get caught in it?
Oh, they got caught in it. Their reaction was to run into it.
Okay.
Nope, they're all stuck there. So they can't do anything else. She's out of the equation now. Kaziri's up.
Okay. Oh, okay. Kaziri is going to cast the cantrip Message
Mm-hmm.
and send a message to one of the tribal warriors and say, what are you guys running from? You can reply to this message.
They go, nothing. Washed. Dirty. Need bath.
Can he make a insight check? Like, does
Yeah.
he believe that that's actually what they're doing
Yeah.
in the middle of the fucking night? That's
Running
a
and screaming and bloodied.
right. That's a 12.
Best you can get on the level, and based off of the confusion in their voice of hearing this message in their head and responding to it, they seem pretty honest.
Okay. Then Kaziri is going to. He's going to cast Blade Ward.
Okay.
So just to give him resistance against bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from weapon attacks, just in case.
Oh shit! I skipped guess. My bad.
But then
Yeah,
that's the end of
no.
my turn.
I say that's okay. I was kind of pulled away for a minute, so I only sort of know what's happening.
Well, you're up then.
These guys want to take a bath, supposedly.
I don't
And-
see anybody.
From the distance, they looked bloodied.
Yeah, we're this battle's sort of theater of the mind. About 45 feet away is a group of tribal warriors. I used web to cast like a web behind them to snare whatever might have been chasing them, and they got scared and turned around and ran into it.
That should be better. But you
Ah,
guys on the wrong page.
gotcha.
It will say that there's a web back here.
Okay, and then so they're stuck in the web, and then Cloggy and I have prepared to hit whatever is chasing them, and then Kaziri cast a message to find out what the fuck they're doing, and according to them, and Kaziri believes this, they are running to the river in the dead of the night, covered in blood, to take a bath. Seems like bullshit to me, but apparently Kaziri believes it.
Okay. Then what can I do here? So, I mean, basically, we are not trying to kill these guys right now.
I'm never against it.
Benning and Cloggy both passed on it. It is not. We haven't had a conversation about it, though.
No, yeah.
And they're covered in blood.
What appears to be blood. You guys only got what Kaziri spotted through the jungle with his dark vision, which shows in black and white.
And Geth was asleep, so he doesn't know that we heard screaming earlier, right?
No.
I'm going to go with yes. I was asleep. Okay.
Damn.
I'm going to take out my crossbow that I don't really use much. And I just want to fire a bolt behind them.
Okay. Roll to attack and hit the
Like
web that they
back
are
there.
stuck in.
12.
Yeah, you definitely hit the web. It's not that hard to hit when it covers, 40 foot and is hanging as a net behind them that they are stuck in.
Okay.
They proceed to continue to struggle with this web that they can't comprehend where it came out of.
It's just 3 of them?
Yeah, it's just 3 of them.
Okay.
All right. Anything else you'd like to do?
I'm going to blindly hurl an acid splash, like, here.
Okay.
Where were you pointing? Sorry.
Well, kind of
Like beyond
further
the
behind
web.
them. Yeah,
Oh,
beyond
okay.
the web.
Yeah. I
Just in
just
case
wasn't.
there's something coming.
I just had the web as the lowest part of my map, so I assume that's where it was. Just wanted to be sure. That's a good idea.
Yeah,
It's a dexterity saving throw, so I guess if there's anything back there, it's going to make a saving throw. Otherwise, there's just acid back there.
you manage to see the acid burn through part of the webbing and weaken, and the tribal warriors get a little bit more movement, but no noise comes from behind them other than the bubbling acid on the ground.
Okay. That's my turn.
All right. Grundle's up.
Alright, I have 0 ranged weapons besides a javelin, so I'll pull out my javelin and cast Sacred Weapon, turning it into a +1 javelin for the next minute, and it's going to emit a bright light for 20 minutes, so I'm going to kind of use that as a torch to see if I can see anything behind them.
Are you going to throw it? Because you guys are 45 foot away from them right
Then
now.
hell yeah,
in
I'm
the
going
middle
to
of the
throw
river.
it. I'm gonna try to throw it behind it, and it emits a bright light for 20 feet, and then 20 feet beyond that is a dim light, so it should light up things within 40 feet from it. Just a strength check, or?
Yeah, just make a attack roll in general to see if you can get where you're
That's
aiming.
attack roll is a 14 plus 6 modifiers, 20.
Oh yeah, you definitely nail exactly where you want to see, and it's shedding actually real good light on these tribal warriors
I'm
now.
gonna throw it like right there.
Yeah.
Then, so yeah, so they're within the 20.
So they have some real good light on them now, and if you wanted to, you guys could take a good look at them.
Yes, and I would like to see if I can whatever I can see within my new light.
Make a perception check.
All right, that is a 13 plus, I think it's a 0. Yeah, 13.
Well, with the added light and the best of your vision, it doesn't look so much like blood anymore. It looks more like tribal ritual paint.
Shit. We heard some a yelling a while ago. Was that you?
From the distance, they go, "Yes, tribe having ceremony for new warriors. Last all night. Finally over, we come clean up."
Sorry about the web. Free yourselves and feel free to come on down. We have fresh water.
On web, so goes away.
And they fall on the ground and proceed to run away from all of you because you just scared the living shit out of them.
Good. I'm going back to sleep.
Can you at least give me back my javelin?
You're lucky they didn't take it with them. But nope. That's all it was. You guys ran into some people trying to take a bath after a freaking
Wow, I'm proud of us.
tribal ceremony.
Right? Yeah, we did not immediately resort to wholesale slaughter.
I don't care if we don't get EXP. We got like 1,000 moral points right there, and it feels good.
I'll throw, let's say, 25 experience to everybody for not murdering people who just wanted to take a bath after a festival ceremony type deal.
We set the bar low.
All right. That being said, you guys have completed another day in the jungle.
All right.
If you guys just want to make me 3 perception and 3 survival checks, we'll see if we can just expedite getting to Port Nyanzaru.
My perceptions are 5, 11, 12. If we're all doing it. Otherwise, I would not be partaking because my perception sucks. It's just like a couple.
I need to see where you guys are at.
So the nav checks are 12, 20, and 19.
All right. You don't notice anything on the river that happens. You guys manage to make it actually at an expedited rate up to Port Nyanzaru because you had some real good survival checks.
Oh, thank you.
So, that being said, you guys have pulled up to the gate of Port Nyanzaru in
So this is where we have our chat with Gondolo.
the port access, basically. You've been hugging the coast. So you guys are back up here.
What are we doing about the guide?
Is anybody interested in playing good cop, bad cop?
Dibs on bad cop.
Yeah, alright, I'm good with it. I'll be good cop. I'll be nice guy.
You Got the accent. I think it'll
Wild
work.
card. Dibs on wild card.
Always.
Yeah.
So instead of it taking you guys 15 days to get where you were going, it only took, or 16 days, it only took 12.
Nice. Shaved a couple of days off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that was enough time for Grumble to probably heal up, at least cure of diseases the soldiers.
It was worth an attempt, so if you just want to make me 2 rolls, and I'll make 2 contested rolls, and we'll see what wins out.
All right, it is a 13 and a 19.
You managed to heal 3/4 of them. So out of the 7 remaining, there's still 2 that are pretty damn sick, because the jungle is not the most conducive place to healing or getting rid of diseases, but you did a damn good job over the 12 days to heal
Yeah,
7.
considering we're just supposed to get them there sick, we did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lighten our load. Alright, listen, Gondolo, mind coming over here with me and Geth, and maybe have a little chat?
Sure, what can I do for you? I mean, I'm not much use, as you know.
I want to start like twirling my dagger.
Listen, about the whole, you guys lying to us about being guides thing, we sort of already paid you for your services, and I think that it's fair that you give us your Triceratops in exchange for us not reporting you to the authorities.
Make a persuasion check.
Do I get advantage because of Gith doing the twirlies?
He's just kind of ignoring Geth at the moment.
Okay.
Everybody always ignores the blue guy.
We're doing this in stages, Gith. Don't worry. 16.
All right. He goes, I mean, you can report me to the authorities, but I have the seal saying that I'm an official guide of the city. So, I mean, I don't know what good that would do.
Can I see that seal?
No. Make a persuasion check.
23.
Yeah. So he's like, okay, as long as you don't destroy it. And he hands over the piece of the writ saying that he is a guide to the city with, all the little caveats and rules that they have on there, the average fair wages, his dues, so on and so forth.
I just kind of cough and start ripping it up.
No, I need that.
So can we do that again? What about the Triceratops?
Well, make another persuasion check with advantage, since you're starting to tear up the only piece of paper that he has that says he can have a job other than making stupid bets.
17.
Let's see here. I gotta actually look him up now, because he got the exact same roll as you. And I don't remember off the top of my head what his stat is for that.
If it's insight, it'd be based on his wisdom.
Yeah, I don't remember if he has a modifier or not. Actually, he beats you on that and says, well, if you're willing to pay me a little bit for the Triceratops to cut my losses on it, I guess I could part with him.
You know you're only alive because we basically saved you.
And you know you're only alive because my Triceratops is carrying all of your shit, right?
At this point, I, in a manner with which not to kill him, I cast Shocking Grasp on him. So I put my hand on him and I shock the fucking shit out of him. We're switching good cop, bad cop, Geth.
Yep. Yeah, I see that.
Hit him with the
All
fucking
right.
switcheroo.
Roll to attack.
Alright. Yeah, that's 22.
Yeah, that's definitely going to hit.
Yeah, fuck you, you little midget.
How much damage are you going to do?
That's 8.
8.
Not trying to
Okay. Let's see here. And so he looks like he just got the shit kicked out of him and is feeling at about 50% right now.
All right. I take my hand off him and I say, listen, at any point on this entire fucking trip, we could have killed you, your friend, and your fucking dinosaur. But we didn't, because your dinosaur is useful. Now, I have no fucking problem breaking both of your legs and maybe both your arms. It's a little hard to grift people when you're a fucking cripple. Now, you can walk into the city under your own power, Triceratops free, or you can be dragged by one of these fine gentlemen over here while I take a Triceratops anyway. Which you gonna be?
Make a intimidation check.
Alright. That's an adjusted 20.
Okay. So, as flavor, while you are saying all of this and the Triceratops is there, you see Taven putting his hands over the ears of the dinosaur as you're threatening to kill it, going, "Shh, they don't mean it. They're just assholes. I love you." But Gondolo, for that fact, is definitely intimidated by this and goes, "Okay, fine. I need to leave here anyways, and you've given me enough gold that I can book passage home. So as long as you promise to take care of the Triceratops, I can let you have her."
Well, I mean, are you seeing Taben over there? He's gonna take care of it like its own fucking kid.
He looks over and just kind of nods and begrudgingly departs your group. He's basically lost his best friend, his dinosaur, and any hopes of making his life here, and has to go back to his family and tell them that he is a failure and, will do whatever it takes and be basically the whipping boy for however long and atone for his misgivings.
Yeah, I don't even feel a little bit bad.
Yeah.
Is he walking anywhere near the rest of us?
Next time, don't lie.
Well, after you guys intimidated him and threatened to kill him and his dinosaur and reminded him that his friend died, he's basically just kind of walking off through a crowd away from you guys, not paying attention and running into people and things as he goes.
All right, I guess I won't try to give him a boot to the ass then.
I did give him a pretty good hard fucking shock. That was maximum damage.
But basically, if you didn't know better, he's somewhere between I'm going to go die or I'm a useless piece of shit and I am going to have to go hear about this for the rest of my life from my family. You basically made it so he has nothing left.
He's got the gold. I didn't really take that. I could have, but I didn't.
So you guys are now the proud owners of a Triceratops.
Taben, that thing is your responsibility. I'm not going to help you take care of it. You feed it, you clean up after it.
He looks behind and goes, I'm not picking that up.
When we're in the city, it can shit in the jungle all at once. In the city, I better not step in it.
Then walk in front of it. But yep, you guys are back in the city with a Triceratops and no guide now.
Well, not that guy.
Yeah.
Do we need to deliver the soldiers anywhere in particular? The guys from the order?
No, as you guys pulled into the port on your boat, there were soldiers unloading from a adjacent ship that noticed that they were Order of the Gauntlet and turns out ran into some people they know and they got taken care of by their partners and were told thank you and we'll use these guys to get us back to the fort and we're going to be reinforcements and resupplies to the fort.
Perfect. All right. Do we get anything for having that's essentially 2 missions we just completed, isn't it?
It's one for
Asking the important question.
Silver Tusk, and the other one was you guys not getting put on stakes, stripped butt-ass naked into the jungle to be eaten by the undead or carnivorous animals.
Campaign's not over yet.
That was your reward for helping out, was not being staked and stripped and murdered by a vindictive camp leader.
Well, I don't remember the terms of our basically our contract with Silver Tusk, but was there like monetary or experiential reward for completing their mission?
Uno momento. Been so long since we've looked at this one.
Right.
Let's see here. So for getting her there and all of that fun, let's give each of you about 150 experience. And
Yay.
we'll say payment, since you were reported back, so Order of the Gauntlet members, we'll throw in about 25 gold to each of you for escorting her.
Alright.
And the information you relayed to the Order of the Gauntlet troops, on your travels with handing over the sick ones.
You said 25 gold each?
Yep. And you did get those coins that say the Order of the Gauntlet will now assist you where they can.
Right.
And some leverage with them, which is actually a pretty good thing if you run across them in the jungle.
Right.
How
that's
far spread out? Do we know how far spread out they are? Are they pretty much just around Fort Vengeance?
You know that they make patrols, that there was Camp Righteous you came across that was abandoned, so there's bound to be some that fled there and are lost in the jungle. Between their patrols, having Camp Righteous, their presence is much stronger, closer to Camp Righteous, or Vengeance, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
How far they're patrolling, you guys don't know, seeing as you didn't inquire when you were at the camp.
But I mean, it's at least it's a nice little trump card to have. That coin.
Yep.
Whether it comes in handy or not. Yeah. Okay, I would like to, I don't know about you guys if there's anything in the city that you want to buy, but I would love to find some place to try to obtain maybe some spell scrolls, if possible.
Okay. Anybody else want to do shopping?
Maybe.
It is a massive merchant city, so pretty much anything you can think of is available to purchase here.
The only thing I could use is a bow of some sort, but my dexterity kind of makes that null and void, so...
Your dexterity is funny.
So, what are we looking for?
A new guide.
New card?
Who is the, Ortme Swift? We might want to look him or her up again, and see if we can get passage.
She's dead.
So we kind of have a rapport with him. What?
She's dead.
When did that happen?
She died when we went after the pirates the second time in their own port.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yep.
That's good to know.
Yeah, that was a misstep.
What happened to the ship?
Are you talking about the
Golden
Brazen
Pegasus? Yeah.
We left that and a pirate ship as promised to her first mate, whose name I don't remember right now.
And you destroyed one of the pirate ships
And where do we
by
stand
crashing it into rocks.
on the dragon turtle? Is that thing still alive?
Yeah,
Yep.
the motherfucker's still out there.
So we'd have to deal with that if we try to leave again.
Yep.
But yeah, at least we have money this time, so that helps. Okay.
So if we want, we can leave it off there while you guys figure out what all you want to buy and get back to me, and we can negotiate prices.
Yeah, that's probably good. Especially
That
since
gives
we're
me
at
time to look over the
2 hour
character sheet and really think about what I need, because I can't think of anything right now, but as soon as I get back out in the jungle, I'm going to be like, fuck.
Yeah, well, you guys are down about 20 gold's worth of insect repellent.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get that filled up too. I've got plenty of gold right now.
All right.
Quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
Sorry, there was no real combat this time, but I thought that was pretty funny that you guys ran into people trying to take a bath and almost murdered them.
No, I think it was interesting that we, as a group, decided to not kill them.
And talk down mutiny. We chose the non-combat option twice. We're growing.
To be fair, if I would have been first in the initiative thing, I would have killed those little dudes.
Yeah, if you had done that, you would have gotten a tribe falling down on you.
It's a good thing I didn't roll better.
Yeah.
Good EXP.
It's a good
Or
thing.
death.
It's a good thing that I have a +7 to initiative.
Because think about it, they were just having a festival, and they can tell the difference between murder cries and just festival cries, so they're all drunk and probably violent. It would have been interesting to say the least.
Yeah. Definitely.
All right.
Alright, well, I'm gonna stop that stream. Click.